Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily for a very special edition of Transfer Preview. We've been given exclusive access to some of Europe's biggest transfer experts. Here's what they had to say about our questions.
Will Matthijs de Ligt be leaving Juventus for Chelsea or any other club?
I don't know. Juventus needs to have de Ligt in his future because Juventus has an old defense. Bonucci and Chiellini are super, but they are not young anymore, so it would be surprising if Juventus will sell de Ligt. That is the future for Juventus, and for me it's surprising that Chelsea is asking for new defenders because they have Thiago Silva that I think will renew the contract, they have Chalobah, they have Aspilicueta, they have to renew Christensen, I don't know, Rudiger. So it depends on what happens with Rudiger, with Christensen, with all these players that are out of contract.
Will Antonio Rudiger sign a new contract with Chelsea? Thumbs out, yes or no?
You go first. You're all over this story.
What, full stop? Can I stay like this?
We'll see what
I have to make a decision.
Okay,
I have to make a decision.
It'd be great if you could make a decision.
Okay.
No.
He won't.
Yeah.
I think if he's thinking with his head, I think he will sign a new Chelsea contract because he has everything he needs at Chelsea. He's playing brilliantly in a brilliant team. They're the European champions. They've got a good chance of winning the Champions League again. He's got everything he needs at Chelsea. But I understand that as a player, you may want to play for Bayern Munich, you may want to play for Real Madrid, you may want to play for PSG. So from his heart, I can understand why he wouldn't sign a new Chelsea contract. Of course, there's also the whole issue of wages as well. And I just think if he's thinking with his head, sign a new contract, stay at Chelsea, there's no better place to be.
In the last couple of weeks, there have been no talks between Antonio Rudiger and Chelsea officials concerning a new contract. And of course, Tony is a bit gambling because he's a free agent next summer. And there are a couple of clubs interested in him. Bayern Munich is monitoring his situation. And of course, Tony wants to make his big deal, okay? He wants more money from Chelsea. And he has still a bit time left, so I don't think that we'll have a decision in the next couple of weeks. But maybe in January, February. But what is for sure, he likes his life in London. He likes Chelsea, has a really good relationship with Thomas Tuchel, his manager. So I can imagine him staying. But as he's a free agent, it's his choice.
Could Lautaro Martinez sign for a Premier League club, possibly even in January?
But he renewed the contract for an important money for him. I don't think he will leave Inter in the summer. He has another problem because his former agents sold the image rights of Lautaro to another agency. So who wants Lautaro should pay Inter Milan for the deal and should pay this image rights agency for another part of the deal. So it should be very, very expensive to get Lautaro Martinez in the next summer.
Erling Haaland, I'm sure you're sort of bored of talking about it now, but who is leading the race for his signature as of today, do you think?
Yeah. Our information from this week is that Borussia Dortmund is really trying hard as they possibly can, to keep him until summer 2023 by doubling his salary, and the release clause would be active not in summer 2022, but in 23. So that is an option for Dortmund, but I would say 90% chances that he will leave Dortmund in the summer. There aren't so many options because it's really expensive. You have 75 million fee, you have a 5-year contract with a lot of money, you have his agent Mino Raiola asking for a lot of commission, so it will be a really expensive deal. And I see Manchester City, of course, interested because they need a number 9. They didn't get Harry Kane last summer, so I see them in the race. Paris Saint-Germain will look for a new number 9 because Mbappe will almost certainly sign for Real Madrid. So you have 2-3 options for Erling Haaland, and yeah, he always has the market because he's a great player.
Will Marcelo, Brozovic and Stefan de Vrij be joining Antonio Conte at Spurs?
I don't think that these kind of players will leave Inter Milan in January because they want to win the title. Brozovic is talking to renew the contract. De Vrij is so important for Simone Inzaghi. And then Tottenham and Antonio Conte, Fabio Paratici, Daniel Levy, they want young players, top players, but young players. So Kessie, not in January, but Kessie could be. He's not top, but he's a very good player. But the philosophy of Tottenham is to get top young players. So Brozovic and De Vrij are too old for this project.
Will Raheem Sterling leave Man City in January? Thumbs up, please, guys. Oh, in agreement. Kaveh, what's your thinking there?
Yeah, he's not leaving Man City in January. I think he may leave next summer. He did that interview with the Financial Times. Incredible. I didn't think I'd ever see the day when a transfer story would be on the front page of the Financial Times. But he's made it clear that he's not particularly happy with his role at Manchester City. He's not playing enough. He wants to move abroad. I think he wants to try something new, maybe Spain. Certainly clubs like Barcelona would be interested in signing him. So I think he will leave, but I don't think it'll be in January. Too complicated to do it in January.
Dharmesh, you're in agreement too?
Yeah, I can't see Pep Guardiola sanctioning a move in January at all. Always a difficult market as well, and for such a big player, would Manchester City consider releasing someone like that without bringing anyone else in? Do they feel that they've got enough if they haven't got Raheem Sterling? And Pep Guardiola, in publicly anyway, always says the right things, in inverted commas, about Raheem Sterling, that he's got a role to play because there's so many matches, we've got to use our whole squad. Can't see it in January.
Will Dejan Kulusevski be joining Arsenal or Spurs in January?
Arsenal wants him. They had the first contacts with the agents. Juventus bought him for 35 million euro plus bonus. So it depends on how much Arsenal wants to invest on this player. But I know that the first contacts are made by the parts, yes.
Will Mo Salah sign a new contract? Thumbs out, please, guys. New contract. Biding your time, Kaveh.
I mean, I don't want to agree with him every time. So I'm going to say again, with his head and his heart. If he's thinking with his head, of course, you sign a new contract. Liverpool, incredible club, incredible success, incredible manager, incredible fans, going for every single trophy. He's an absolute hero there. He could win the Ballon d'Or. Why wouldn't you sign a new contract? But then, on the other hand, you know, a footballer's career is not that long. If you've got the option of looking back on your career and saying, I played for Liverpool, I played for Real Madrid, or I played for Liverpool and Barcelona and Roma, and he played for Chelsea. So maybe he wants to try something different. But I'm going to have to agree with Dharmesh, actually. You know, why would you leave Liverpool at the moment? If I was him, if I was his agent, I would say sign on the dotted line. But obviously there's a whole issue of wages. His agent wants to make sure that he's one of the best players in the world, because arguably at the moment he is the best player in the world.
Dortmund must be planning right now, in case he does leave. Who do you think they could bring in as his replacement?
They are really in good negotiations, good talks with Karim Adeyemi, the new national team striker of Germany. Almost agreed a deal. His agent is still talking with a couple of other clubs, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Leipzig, Bayern Munich. But as of today, he will sign at Borussia Dortmund. Let's wait and see what the Barcelona offer will be. But Dortmund is really confident to sign him, so that could be a replacement. He's number 9 as well.
Could he be signed alongside as well? So if Haaland doesn't leave, Adeyemi comes in anyway?
Exactly, because Adeyemi can play around a bigger striker as well, so he can even play as a winger. So that's not a problem. And Dusan Vlahovic from Fiorentina is a player that Borussia Dortmund is monitoring as well. And if they get the money from Haaland, they could do a big transfer next summer as well. So Dortmund is prepared for letting Haaland go.
What's the likelihood of Dusan Vlahovic joining Man City in January?
I think it's very difficult. The only Premier League club that wanted Vlahovic was Arsenal. But the agents of Vlahovic didn't want to speak, didn't want to sit down with Fiorentina, not with Fiorentina, with the Vlahovic agents to to listen to the project, to find the deal. So other clubs that came to Fiorentina to make an offer for the moment didn't arrive. So I don't think it's easier for Vlahovic to go in January in Premier League.
Where do you think he'll go next summer?
It's difficult to say. Juventus would like to have him. Tottenham, I think, likes to have him. Borussia Dortmund, if Haaland will go somewhere, I think so. I think that he will be one of the most important players in summer. But I think Juventus is the first target of Juventus for the summer. So probably he can go to Juventus, but it's really difficult to say now.
Paul Pogba, will he leave in January? No. Kaveh?
Will he leave? Well, he's injured, so I can't see that happening because he's injured.
End of the season?
End of the season, I think he will leave at the end of the season. I think all these sort of Mino Raiola clients, when do they run their contracts down and then sign before their contracts run out? So I think he will leave, but it depends who the manager is. I think he's going to stay and see who the manager is going to be, what his role is going to be, how he gets on with the manager. I think that's the key thing.
Final question. What is one surprise transfer in Serie A that we should watch out for in January?
In January? So I don't know if surprising, but I think could be Diogo Dalot to Roma. Jose Mourinho wants his former player. He bought Diogo Dalot when he was in United, paying the exit clause with Porto. And so I know they are trying to get him, but United wants to have another player in that role before selling Diogo Dalot. They would like to have Trippier of Atletico Madrid. So if I have to say a possible deal, Trippier to United and Diogo Dalot to AS Roma.
Can you see any shock transfers in January? And if so, what would it be?
Yes. What will they be?
Maybe which club will be involved, maybe?
Newcastle.
Have you guys heard any information about who they could go for?
Well, you were saying 2 central defenders and 2 midfielders.
Two centre backs and a central midfielder. So I think they'll definitely sign 2 centre backs and a central midfielder.
The shock might come in how much they'll have to pay, because I think the selling club will know Newcastle's got loads of money, so let's stick another zero.
You know what I would do
onto
actually?
it.
A shock. If I was West Ham, I'd be tempted just to stick in a cheeky little bid for Jesse Lingard to try and get him back. Jesse Lingard.
Would that be a shock?
Well, you know, it's not.
Into the final 6 months of his contract and he's not playing, and he's played and done well at West Ham before. I wouldn't say it was a shock, but that is a possibility, of course.
I think that would make sense. It would make sense for all parties. Jesse Lingard needs to be playing again. He wants to get in the England squad for the World Cup next year. No point staying at Manchester United if you're not playing. Go back to West Ham where he did a great job, and West Ham could do with having him back. Although they signed Vlasic in the summer, I think they could still do with a bit more firepower up front.
This looks like first dates. I don't want to see you again.
I don't want to see you again at all.
Who paid?
You're not my type.